Me as an artist is like in like a closet somewhere freaking out. And then me as like this business person is like at the front of the table, like there's not enough diversity, you all are doing this wrong. Like, hello. That's me in the office. So then I think it was like maybe last September, I was like, dude, like can't we like link these like you have to like pull him out and then like we have to like come together.
Yeah. Hi, it's Jon ALi, and today we are on track with Davy Boi.
Hi.
Hi, baby.
Yes.
How are you?
Good, really well.
How's summer been treating you?
Summer is amazing. It's finally here. I feel like it never was gonna come, but it's here. Yeah.
Have you been busy?
Very busy. Yeah. I work full time and music full time, so it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah.
What else are you doing aside from your musical project?
Music marketing for like other artists.
Okay,
so like yeah, digital marketing, online stuff.
So that's beneficial for you too, because you actually know the ins and outs.
It literally saves me. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you also just released your EP.
I did release my EP. Well, it's a compilation EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the greatest hits collection.
Yeah, like everything so far. Literally, like I was trying to be very direct about it. It was literally all the singles that I put out, put in one package because I thought people would miss something along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to get back a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit of the origin story.
Yes.
I know that you grew up in Louisiana.
I grew up in Louisiana.
And how was that?
Louisiana was great. Like I was talking about this the other day. I think in Louisiana, like it's like low key. It's all flat. It's very like, I don't know. It's like really home feeling. Like it's kind of like very suburban feeling. The religion plays a huge part in the community in the South. There was an arts community for sure that I grew up in around Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And then I had like a lot of family, like tons and tons of family all around, whether it was like Mississippi, Texas, the whole nine. Yeah, I loved Louisiana actually.
Yeah, so you had like a good upbringing. You were like, no.
Yeah. Only problem was like the weather and then like hurricanes and all that stuff. So like literally like I just did not want. I hated the weather. So whenever I was visiting my grandma in California for the summer, that was always a blessing. And then just like more culture, I thought, because like the culture to me was not as vibrant as it is now.
Okay.
I think now like the queer culture in Louisiana is popping, but when I was a kid, I was like, I don't really see it. So yeah. And
then your family, like they were supportive with you and everything always.
Yeah, my family was supportive. I did not. I was talking to somebody else with this. I didn't come out. Like I just was like kind of like myself. But I always thought I was gonna be like judged for being like out and like in a religious family, you know what I mean? Especially because like we were so notable. Like my mom was a pastor and everything. So I was like squeamish about it, but my family's always been like super supportive. In fact, to my sister's detriment, like I might be like the favorite child, so like. Okay. But I thought it was a weird thing, but I was in terms of my whole life. And after my mom thought I was stupid because she was like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, it's been like good so far, yeah.
And when you were younger, were you always like, were you creative then? Were you like already starting to sing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all the time around
all the time.
And they would encourage it?
Yeah, like my mom is not in the arts. My mom is like a business person only. Like she like didn't even help me with my homework, to be honest, whether or not it's a parenting thing or not. But she like, I mean, whatever class that I wanted to be in, my aunt was always like, put him in this class, put him in this rehearsal. So I was doing plays since I was like 3.
Oh wow.
And I was like in the backyard making up my own plays when I was like 6. My inspiration to start doing music for real was like my cousin who told me that like I couldn't sing at all, and I was like, which was like a weird thing because no one ever told me like no directly like that, I guess.
And it was your cousin?
It was my cousin, yeah, and my older cousin because she was like my mom's age, so it was kind of like a jarring thing because my mom never talked to me like that. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So then I just like dedicated myself to proving myself in terms of music. So yeah, but I wrote my first like 3-song musical when I was like 7. And
oh my
God. I took over directingship of my like elementary school chorus, which wasn't a thing. I just formed it. I just have always been like trying to do like.
Wait, do you remember what these were called? Like, do you remember all of it and everything?
Oh yeah. I remember the melodies too.
Oh
yeah,
really? What was one of them?
I mean, okay, so it's dumb now, but I think the melody still holds up as a child. I had this one song called Spooky Nights, which was like, ooh, it's Halloween night, like, and then there was this whole like ghosts, goblins, like, and there was a sheet and there was like a flashlight. I mean, literally, and we had That's my grandma's old house, so it was a carport, and then she had all these like clothing lines and whatnot. So I literally strung up like sheets from her like pantry and like made this like set.
Wow.
And then because they didn't allow us to do Halloween. Because it was a religious thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to like, since my other friends were doing it and I knew they were doing it, like my other kids in class, I was like, well, if I'm not gonna be allowed to go out trick-or-treating, I'm gonna do my own thing.
That's so funny. You were like directing, writing, you were like your own team.
Yeah, bro, it started there. Yeah, it started there.
That's amazing. So then, so it sounds like you were pretty much like creatively fulfilled for the most part when you were young. So what led you to like go, because you ended up at Berkeley, right?
Yeah.
When did you make that move?
Oh wow! Well, it's just like for college, like so I went to. So I've only been to art schools. I went from Louisiana to Oakland.
Okay.
To do art school in Oakland when I was like a teenager, so like early high school. And then I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and so then I went to Boston to do musical theater first at Boston Conservatory. Because all my friends were like musical theater kids, and so I was like trying to be like a Broadway kid. But then I thought, you know, I couldn't change anything. It had to be the same 8 notes every night if I was gonna be on Broadway. So I was just like, I don't want to do that anymore. So like I like didn't know what I was gonna do. So I went back. I actually moved to LA for the first time maybe 6 years ago. I don't know. I'm trying to like do the math, but. I went to fashion school for like a minute because I was just like, I just don't want to do music anymore. I'm done. I'm over this.
Like I've done this all my life.
Yeah, like I need to try something else that's not drama or music. So I decided to do fashion, and then that's what led me to actually get so involved in like digital stuff because I had to like do rendering and whatnot. So that was that. And so then I was like, actually, I don't like this either. But that's also part of my family being so supportive. It's like all backed up by evidence because literally like they never told me no. So I always have been on this whim to like do whatever I felt like to try. Yeah. Which to my detriment has kind of been like, it's kind of had me unfocused for a lot of my 20s. But then I ended up thinking, no, I want to go back to music school and like get a degree in like business because I was like, I don't want to be taken advantage of, or like I just want to know everything. So that's what led me to Berkeley. So I went back out east, and then after that was over with, came to LA again for this time. Yeah.
So you've kind of like been at it for a while then, and you've been letting yourself figure it out and like try new things and like test yourself in areas. So
yeah, and try coastal. Yeah,
that's amazing. Do you think it's kind of like properly prepared you for everything that you're doing now?
Oh, 100%. Like, I would say across the way, I've definitely, like, felt let down by multiple things. Like, I remember the biggest letdown of my whole entire life was not getting into Juilliard. Like, that was probably the worst thing ever because I was determined to, like, stop doing music and just be a professional actor because that's what I had trained in for high school. Like, I was like, I'm gonna take a break from music for, like, the 4 years of high school and just do drama. And I remember just like they told me when I did the audition like to apply the next year because I was so great, but I literally got through every round but the last round, but I was like 17 I think at the time. Okay. And I guess they wanted like an older class, I'm not sure, but like they let in this one guy from the Bay Area, and then like I went back home with no admission. So
you were like,
I remember thinking, what am I gonna do with my life? I think everything, like the acting, the like digital stuff, the fashion stuff, all of it, like it's all prepared me to, even like the creating my own shows when I was 7. Like it's all led to like,
everything that you're doing now, yeah. And then when you fully committed to like, all right, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna start writing songs, I'm gonna be making music, like what was like that first step?
First step, I guess like when I first moved here, it was on an internship at a music company. So I was like trying to figure out like what or how I was gonna meet people. So I remember I almost got fired because, I mean, I didn't do it on the job, but I remember like I was working as an A&R person. So I was like trying to find people to sign up, but then I was also signing up my friends from school. But then like they're out trying to meet producers. And I just had like a library of producers to choose from because of course like I'm sitting at this company, like I'm like, who do I choose from? So I was going through our thing and I contacted one of them, and then my boss got mad at me. I was like, but I didn't even do it on like a company email. It was like outside of work. But anyway, I just cried, went in the office and cried. It was over, and she got over it. I guess the first goal was like establish myself, like find producers and whatnot. Randomly, I found my main producer via composition because essentially I was writing a musical. I got hired to do a musical to compose a full like 2-act book musical, And I hate doing librettos. I know how to design clothes, but I also hate sewing.
Okay.
So I hate scoring also.
Yeah.
So I just want somebody else to do it for me. And this guy is a genius at writing down music notes and the whole nine, writing scores. So I hit him up, and randomly he was like, I also do pop shit, you know? And I'm like, do you? And I didn't believe him before he says that. I was like, oh, okay.
I'll see about that.
Yeah. And I look up his Spotify, and I'm like, you're fucking amazing. Like, and you're also a composer. What? So now he's like popped off and I'm doing amazing stuff, but he was how I kind of like, so I guess the first goal was like find a producer. And I did that, and then like, I guess, I got really lonely, I would say, because I was trying to figure out like how to find like an arts community. And then I found kind of an arts community around one of my friends, and then all of a sudden it just led to me having a lot of friends in video. And so I was working with people in like film and stuff like that, and that's kind of my friends now. Kind of like filmmakers, artists around LA, like, but yeah, it was like, I guess it was fine, like a producer, find friends.
Yeah. Okay, so the producer kind of led you to like everything else.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he was like someone who you were kind of supposed to meet.
It's so random, but yeah, like I can't even imagine what it would have been without meeting him, because honestly, I decided at that point too, like, I could go either way. I could just be like a corporate girl and work in this office and never go back. But like when I met him, I was like, well, if he has access to all this pop stuff, like maybe I should just try a record.
Yes.
And yeah, the first record we wrote is actually my next single, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been like in the can for a minute, but yeah, that was kind of like the catalyst. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you obviously you guys are still good and making music still.
Yeah, we're still amazing. 3 years later, still popping.
That's good, but like that's the dream. Like like
Yeah.
a lot of people come here and that's what they hope to find, and I mean you got it.
I'm surprised he even works with me still, to be honest with you. I'm not kidding. No, well, I guess like now I kind of have like credits and stuff, or like I have like features and stuff, but literally like he just got so big and he got so like he's working with like so many like high end people.
Yeah.
And he just signed a recording contract with like a really big company. So I'm just like, dude, like it's so cool. But he's like Ryder, we're like homies. So I guess yeah, that's why I like friends.
Well, it sounds like he's loyal. It sounds like you got a good person.
Yes, he definitely is. Yeah.
So did he make any of the songs that are on the EP?
All
of them. All of them. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I always like that's always what I wonder, like with people, when you like meet someone like a producer and you get along with them or you don't or whatever, and it's hard to like translate what you have in your mind and like get it out there. But it sounds like you've been doing that your whole life. So how is that relationship with like, do you tell him this is what I'm thinking, this is how I think it should go, blah 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 blah, or is it like he's throwing the ideas in? Like how does that work?
Yeah, this is always an interesting question, because I like think people work differently. Like a lot of artists work to like a track that's already out, or a lot of artists work to like work in groups or teams. I literally, so all the records were made in this room.
Oh wow.
That's one. And yeah, we've written, I mean, honestly, only like 6 songs are out now.
Yeah.
But like we've written over 150 songs together. Either like fully produced or like scores for musical theater. And I would say how it works usually generally is I can't do, or at least at this point, I've never walked into a room and I had heard a track playing and then said like, oh, okay, like I have an idea. Usually it's like I walk in and I start singing to him like the bass line, or I sing to him the whatever. And a lot of producers don't like to work like that either. But since he like comes from this world of like jotting down notes from like composers, and then like he's also a composer, like it's worked out perfectly.
Okay.
And he's also not like a person who does like instruments. So he literally is like, he kind of produces like a score. Like he like writes all the notes in and like it plays, but it's pop, so it's amazing. So yeah, all my ideas have been like, we walk in and then he'll in the early days he would tell me it was horrible.
He was like, yeah, no, this is not
he was like, this is not it. And I like, but it was like I had taken such a long break from writing music, and I was just trying to be like a business person, that I was like, okay, I'll go back. Let me think. Because he had been out here like doing like songwriting sessions and stuff. And so he kind of like knew what the vibe was, and I was okay. So then finally, like I got the hang of it, and like whatever. By the time I got the hang of it, That was when he like started doing a bass line. That was like a day when he was just composing a track, and I was like, I kind of have these two vibes in mind. Literally, it was Dirty Minds, and that was kind of like the time when I was like, okay, yeah, I finally figured out the pop thing. Here we go, yeah.
Oh wow, I love that though. Like I like that he was like honest with you, like at first, like.
No, he's like a really like, I don't know if the word is curmudgeon-y. I don't know that. I think that means that, but he's kind of like a grumpy, like not grumpy. That reads him wrong, but he's sort of like I don't know. He's a matter of fact, like really like hip Jewish guy. So like literally, he just is very bare bones. He's like he's very sweet, super nice, but he literally would just be like. No, I don't know, dog. Like, like, yeah. And at first, I used to fight him because I was like, "No, this is it. This is the melody. Like, this is it." But then finally, I was like, "Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not." Yeah. And so then, yeah, but now it's totally different because now I just know. And then he's like, "Oh, okay."
Because you kind of gone through it enough.
Yeah.
So where you're like, I kind of like you gotta like
right, yeah.
to like a system a little
and
bit.
Now he's like, well, and now he's kind of jealous because he's like, that's super clever. Like, how'd you do that? And I was like, well, dude, like we've been at this for like how many minutes? So, like, yeah.
So now that you have all these songs out in your back pocket and the music's out there, people are listening to it.
Yes.
You know, and you get the attention is growing and growing.
Yes. Hopefully more. Yeah, cross my fingers.
No, yeah. Hey, listen, that's the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the path.
Yeah.
Do you feel even more confident about moving forward?
Yeah, completely. Like, I remember last year I almost gave up doing music entirely. Like, only because I'm such like a perfectionist in one way. And then I forgot that I had like this like background skill. Between me as an artist is like in like a closet somewhere freaking out. And then me as like this business person is like at the front of the table. Like, there's not enough diversity. You all are doing this wrong. Like, hello. That's me in the office. So then I think it was like maybe last September, I was like, dude, like, can't we like link these, like you have to like pull him out and then like, we have to like come together.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I did, yeah. And so I think, yeah, now I feel like super confident because now I've kind of merged my two worlds and I feel like I have like a plan behind a lot of stuff that I'm doing now. And it's great because now people are like, also interested in helping or like jumping on, I guess. So like, my producer was finding like more songwriters we want to work with and like more producers that he like is recommending me also because now he's getting really busy, so like we're trying to find me like more people.
Yeah.
And I've gotten like requests to now like be a part of other projects, so I'm trying to figure out like how to like write for all those projects. But I do feel like it's going well, and I feel like I have like a lot of like the infrastructure now to do it. Yeah.
And what would you say out of all this batch of songs, like are you most proud of any particular song?
Yeah, like I would say for me, my favorite song is Foundation.
Okay.
And it's just because of the time in my life I put it out, then like also the kids and I love, and then also just like the message behind it, like yeah, like, and it also just incorporated a lot of my like a lot of my references, whether it was like classical music with like the strings and the harp and the whole nine, or like the buzziness of the bass, just like more current, but that kind of like was my kind of statement for this year. But also I think Dirty Mind, because literally the process has been such a while. Like I think it's just kind of like growing now, but like literally like we did this last April or so, and I like had done a mixer that I hated. I mixed it 4 times, nothing kind of weird like that. I would say the journey of it I've been most excited about because of like how long it's taken just to put it out in the right way.
That's the first song I heard of yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm into this.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's first time they heard from me. Yeah.
But I love it. I mean, it works, and I just saw the video.
Yes, the video is out.
Was that with like a lot of your friends that you met through like the film?
Yeah, like that's like a lot of the friend community I met. Most of those people are like actors who are working, and a lot of them like we did that. Well, the video was shot last August because we were gonna put out the song in October. Then it just got delayed until February because I started working and I was like trying to figure out a plan. But But yeah, we met like, and then like that's kind of like my community on camera. Yeah, that's like
you kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Though. When you watch it, you're like, this feels like you're with your friends.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the only person that we didn't know going into it was my co-star in the video, but now he's a part of it too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look like you had fun with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the first, it was hilarious because I was doing a casting. So my friends are all about casting. They're professional film people. So like we did a casting, and there were like 20 guys like outside in this. I put out what,
casual.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to look at 20 guys.
Yeah,
today?
yeah. And I put out like a brief of just like what I was looking for, what my types were. So I sent them photos, like the casting to the people. Of who I was into. So I literally show up, and I'm of course like, and I brought like Starbucks for everybody. So I'm coming in with this little tray, and I have these glasses. I'm like, take them down, and I'm like, what is going on? First of all, they all look the same. Like I saw all these guys, and I'm like, wow, okay, I do maybe. So then they all start coming in, and they look one after the other. They all look the same. I'm like, oh, okay, like, well, this is but it did become a really good day for me. I was like, okay, check.
Like that was your job for the day to just like look at boys.
Yeah, maybe not the video, but like we'll see like after after this. Yeah, like that was the vibe.
That sounds fun to me. You were like sitting there
fun.
with your glasses on, like
like, and then we had to ask them because I knew the vision. We were like, would you be comfortable with like, you know, making out a lot, or like, are you down? The guy who ended up casting, he was just like, oh fuck yeah, let's do it. Do you want to try now? Like I was like, okay,
I like you.
Yeah, like,
you're hired.
Right, like because like that's pretty much. I mean, we put I guess like 25% in the video. Like that was like basically made out for 2 days. Like that was
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be on the OnlyFans page.
Yeah, I need to. Actually, I just started one of those. There's no content. Like, don't get excited. Yeah, there's no content. But I did open an account because I wanted to reserve my name.
I love that. Okay.
So OnlyFans / I am Davy Boi.
Subscribe.
Content coming.
But I mean, that's the first proper like visual that you've had out there. Do you have plans to release more for the songs on this EP?
Yeah, like I'm a visual person, so to me the songs all start as visuals because like I'll kind of write to a brief in my mind where I'm like, what do I want to capture? Just because I come from like the musical theater side of things, so I'm just like, what does it look like if I stage it? So I think they all have visuals. Just like finding a like budget to like put it all together has been the only constraint. Only because people think the Dirty Mind cost me $1 million. It actually like, because of the production value, I guess. But like it actually cost like, I don't know, like it didn't cost that much. I mean, like I had a lot of friends who like pitched in or like had gear or like whatever. Like I said, my whole community is like professional filmmakers.
Yeah, that benefits you a lot of ways.
Yeah. So we're trying to put together 2 more videos now. One for Foundation. We're trying to put together a video for my next single.
Okay.
And yeah, but I'm trying to get this other company to pay for one of the videos.
If you can, why not?
Yeah, hello. But yeah, dude, like visual content I think is key. Like a lot of people the first time seeing me in a I guess move or whatever was Dirty Mind video. So yeah, I want to do more of that.
No, yeah, and people they want to see aside from the music because I feel like the way you presented it was good. Like you're putting out the music first because that's where it starts, and then they're getting to know you and they're getting to see how you bring it to life. Yeah, and it's like good. It's like a nice like the steps.
It's been like first out. Yeah, it's nice. I like it, and I'm excited now that people want to see more stuff.
Yeah, you definitely at least have to do it with your Foundation because I feel like that really encompasses. I feel like you. Yeah, you feel it when you hear the song.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm glad because I think it really does. Like, I actually was editing. Funny enough, I also am a mixer too. So I was like,
I do everything.
Yeah. So I had this live guy mix me a recording of my last big set at Queer X, this music festival, and it was horrible actually. So then, in review, I was like, maybe I'll just do it myself. And in the mixing process, I was like, dude, like you're living in this. So you can tell that I'm actually just happier. Even performing it, because other songs I'm like, why I'm good at those, but I'm just like, dude, I love this. So yeah, I definitely want to do a visual for it next, and the visual that I have planned is kind of epic. Okay. So we're trying to work out like how to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be
out for that. Look out for Foundation, the music video. Yeah.
But you already said you got the next plan set.
Yes.
How soon is that going to be happening?
The next single.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird now because people are like trying to get me to put songs on like other projects or like license it to like TV shows or whatever. So now I'm realizing I'm running out of songs. So whereas I wanted a single to come out, like originally the plan was to put out the next single like mid-July. This company gave me this offer to like release a song via them, and so I was like, wait though, like if I have more budget to release it, then maybe I want to like wait or hold it, or if I'm optioning things for like different, like a video game or TV show, like, so now I'm like trying to write more music to try to see which one is going to be like the artist project and then which one is going to be for everybody else. So it's probably going to be a little bit more than an 8-week delay, which is what I usually like to have. I'm trying to do things every like 6 to 8 weeks. There would be a new single. This is the only like gap. I'm gonna have to do like 2 8-week periods before the next single comes.
I like that you have that limit for, or like that schedule for yourself though.
Yeah, because people get bored. You know what I mean? Like people,
especially in today's climate. Like,
yeah,
they need something like every week.
Like every week, people want more content. But also, I find it's because people find you along the way. Yeah. The reason why I wanted to put out a compilation EP was just because I felt like some people had heard Do What You Gotta Do First, then never retuned in. Some people had heard Dirty Mind. Some people heard What You Like and hadn't even realized. One person thought that Dirty Mind was intentionally a B-side to What You Like. So like just like as opposed to like a tandem release. But so essentially like me doing that was sort of me being like I have like a whole trunk of singles, so we'll listen to everything at once. So that was like that helps me a little bit, but now I'm trying to figure out what's gonna be the next vibe, or when I'm gonna put it out rather. Yeah. But I love this song. It's like right now I'm trying to figure out exactly also think what musical direction I want to like make a wave with, I guess, because I traditionally did back in the day before like my pop thing happened with my producer. I was doing like ballads because I was like a musical theater kid, so like I'm used to being like the baritone tenor like ballad singer. So like when we did the song I was putting out, I'm thinking putting it out next, it was like this huge ballad thing, but I started doing like fast-paced records. So I'm thinking like my next era may be a return to,
oh, that'd be so dope. I want to see you belt on a power ballad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, in a pop way, but yes, because I like have been really trying to figure out like how I want to present like or like make like a statement, and then especially with a video too. So I think I want to do ballads and stuff and add that in a little bit more so people can hear me like sing on a record.
Yeah, because I mean, I like that you kind of can fit into a lot of things, because I feel like your voice is very flexible in that sense.
Thank you. Yes, we try.
Yeah, no, like, you could hear it. You could hear it on the songs. So I would say just go for it.
Thank you. Yeah,
no limits.
No limits. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. And also, it's like good timing. I think because now people have heard like. I think none of this. I think in the songs
you've laid down a good foundation.
Yeah, I think people have heard me in a couple different ways. So like now I feel like maybe like the more, what did people say, like what is the word, the vulnerable, like that vibe. Yeah,
put yourself out there. Let them know. Let them know. Yeah. No, that's exciting though. I love it. I mean, it kind of feels like you are exactly where you need to be right now, and it feels like you are already like making that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be next, and I like that. That's good.
Yeah, and it's like now just me. Like I think the next big goal that I have is trying to figure out like a manager, like a person, like whatever. Which I guess a lot of artists like always want, but like I just
help.
Yeah, help.
Help. Someone help.
Yeah. I mean, in my case, it's most likely and usually typically going to be like a co-anything, like a co-management deal, because like I have such a strong like personality / vision that I find that people like. But I definitely do need help at some point because like some of it is like hard to like field while I'm also working, you know.
Yeah.
Which I'm figuring out whether or not I should like continue to do that like full time or like part time.
This is something that I've been talking to with like almost everybody. Like people don't realize how much work it is that everything that you're doing. Because I mean, you're behind it all. It's yours. Yeah. You're putting it out there, and it's not like you have like a team of 50 in your back pocket, like helping you do everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the artists on the big labels and stuff, they don't have to worry about that stuff. But you guys are trying to be on trying to put your music out there on the same level. And
yeah, exactly. Well, also in the same way, because I think that, like, for instance, like, okay, so I know that my job currently is like a digital account manager at this recording company. So I like get all these requests to do like content or like strategy for like these artists, and so I'm doing like, I would guess like a large percent of what their teams are like thinking that they should be doing. And I think about it and I'm like, my default mental response is, can't you just do this yourself? Because in my mind, I do it myself. But then I realize like that, like I am their team. Like someone at their company is like doing the work. So I'm like, okay, so I'm on like people's teams. So like that, I'm trying to find like, eventually I would like to get to that place. But I actually kind of like having a command over it all right now. I would just say coming up soon. I think that like I would like to find more help, yeah. And it's easy because like, or it's easier because it's like it's less stress, less anxiety, less pressure.
I mean, and you already. The good thing about it is like you are in command of it all, so you know exactly the way you want it to be. Because it'd be harder if you were like doing this and you're like, I'm lost, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, but you already know everything, like, and you could do it yourself. Yeah. So someone coming in would just be like more like an assist.
Yeah, it's an assist. Yeah, I already have put them like even like I would even have the plan / strategy for them. They would just have to do it because like I just think that like it would help me. I think if I'm gonna be writing more, I'm trying to. My ultimate goal, and I'm saying this to everybody who I've interviewed with, like. I'm trying to like tour, like that's kind of like, because recording is fun. A lot of artists have this thing. I was talking to Bronze about this. He likes recording a lot. I personally like, the studio has always been like a cute thing to do. I remember I was like doing shows. I had sold out a couple of shows because I was just getting so good at performing. And I remember thinking like, this is great. Why else would I do anything else? Somebody asked me for like a CD or a recording. Do you have like a recording? I'm like, no, for what? So I guess I did recording afterwards. I just want to live on the road. Like, so I guess like my ultimate goal is to do as much work as possible now to just like end up on somebody's tour that I have my own. Like, that's the ultimate goal.
That would be the ticket. Yeah.
That's the, like, literally. Because I just get so much joy out of performing live. Like, making records is fun.
I've seen the videos, and it looks like you are like truly up there just having the best time.
Yeah, like, it's kind of where I fell in love with music. So yeah, like I want to do that more often or a lot more consistently so I can grow my fans and stuff.
Yeah, and you have a show coming up, don't you?
I have a show next week, yeah. Oh my god, that show stresses me out. But yes, I do have a show next week, yeah. No. I'm just a perfectionist, like trying to plan out what the moments are. I mean, a lot of people are coming, like I said, like people are, all the LA boys, a lot of them like who also do pop music, they're all gonna be there. Just trying to like put together a good show for like all the girls and the boys and the theys. So I'm just trying to figure out like what the show's gonna be, yeah.
But that's exciting. Yeah. It's gonna be just like you doing your thing.
Yeah, this is the first time we're not doing, I've had dancers for my last couple of shows. I'm not doing dancers this time. I'm trying to make it a little bit more jazzy. Like I'm trying to put like, and I have like a band coming in. Giving you my old school vibe. Like I'm trying to just do like a, cause the Peppermint Club is where we're doing it. Yeah. It's a sort of like a old Hollywood themed venue. I think it's still like that way. Yeah. So like that's kind of like the vibe I'm trying to give. Yeah. But it should be cute. I'm excited. Yeah, I have a piano coming in. I'll reveal, like I'm doing like a cover of my favorite 2 Britney Spears songs.
Yes!
Combined together. Britney is a Louisiana girl, by the way.
Yes, so, I know. Yeah. I would like a full-on stamp.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm obsessed with Britney, so I'm doing I've been doing, my covers have been Troye Sivan's My, and Frank Ocean's, what is this song? Forrest Gump, yeah. But now I'm doing Every Time and Sometimes. Yeah, which my favorite songs look as a piano ballad. So.
Hey, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so good. Wait, you have to put that up. Someone has to record that.
Oh my god, somebody's gonna record. I'm sure somebody's gonna record.
And I need to, because I want to see it.
It's gonna be on.
Because I'm so sad I'm missing it. I've literally gone, like, of course.
I thought that when you said you were coming, yeah. It's like a moment later, but yeah.
Of course. No, things can't always work out, but I'm excited for you.
There'll be a video, I'm sure.
And eventually you're just going to come to New York and do the show
Actually, to be honest with you, it's such money. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, because I now, like this show's just been, and also just because I'm telling my friends I'm doing another show, but I've now done 4 shows in LA in the last like couple of weeks.
It's time to.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's time to like see what my fans are up to in like New York. That's my like 2nd most streamed city outside of like what's my first? Oh, London. Okay. So I need to go to London.
And New York. Hey, why not? Have it just be
Yeah, and it's like a 3-city, yeah.
If you want to be popular somewhere, it's those places.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what day or whatever, but I do want to do a show out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it will happen.
Yeah.
We're throwing it out there.
Throwing it out there.
Show in New York.
Who wants to book me? Yeah.
book them.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for talking to me.
Yes, of course. So fun, yeah.
I'm excited for everything that you have planned. The new single, the ballads are coming, the shows, all of it.
The shows, all of it. Yeah, stay tuned.
Yes, this has been Jon ALi and Davy Boi. Bye.
Bye.